Hey, welcome back to the Rusty Mark Garage. How y'all been doing? I've been out of town a few days. Got back last night. Started working on this tracker. If you remember by the last video, I had it unbolted. I was ready to pull the motor out. I've got it yanked out, as you can tell. It is finally out of there. This is the old motor I have sitting here. I wanted to set it here in case I need to swap some parts around or whatever, so keep it accessible. I was going to put it on an engine stand, and I didn't have any bolts long enough to do that with, so for right now it's going to sit right there. Let's see. So the problem with that motor is, number one, rod cap seized up, and it had something to do with that oil pickup being plugged up. Look how dirty that is. There's my newer motor, and you can see how the oil pickup hangs down. That one's pretty clean. I'm still gonna do a little cleaning on this, but this is the little, so this little pan here mounts right up in here. So you got, this is your main oil pan, and then this, the pickup pan sits down here. I don't know why it's designed that way, but it is. So I guess it's like that because it's a four-wheel drive, and going up and down the hill or whatever, you always have oil in the very bottom to get from, so I had to pick up oil better. So anyway, yeah, number one, seized that engine severely. I can't really show you the crank because I got the motor sitting on the ground, but I'll show you here's the rod cap. And you can tell this was the only one that was discolored. The rest of them had oil on them, but this one did not. And it didn't overlap. It wasn't far from doing that, but it galled those rod bearings. You can tell the discoloration in that. It was getting hot. And like I said, my son got home and the vehicle was sitting there idling, and it just stopped. And that's what happened right there. This is an old Ford Tracker. I can't remember how many miles is on it. It may be digital. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it is. Let's see it on there. Anyway, really dirty. So I'm gonna go to the parts store tomorrow, and that's my John Deere engine puller. Very, very handy. Highly recommend one. I'm gonna go to the parts store tomorrow, get some brake clean and some other items, gaskets, hoses, oil, everything I need to get this back together. I don't know if this is factory or not. This is just a gasket material, or in the tube. I don't know. Kind of looks factory, but I'm not sure. I see some I've seen some more in some other places, like, yeah, around the oil pan right here. So I don't know. So I just got done putting the alternator on it and putting this little tubulator on it, and I put some engine clean stuff down in there. I wanted to kind of flush out the oil pan a little bit better. Then I poured some new oil down it, and it's still dripping a little bit. That's the reason I got that trash can sitting there. There's the oil pan off the old motor, and the other pan there too. I just got it sitting there for now. And it had some crud in it. Well, you know, this one here has some crud in it too, in the bottom of it. I don't know if that's the nature of those things or what, but boy, it had some crud in it. So I'm glad I inspected it. After seeing what happened to my old motor, I'm like, I'm definitely going to inspect this. And I'm glad I did, because even though this was clean, you know, right here, you can see through it. You can see through the screen pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna clean this up some more. But there was a lot of crud down here in the very bottom that I've kind of already wiped out. And there's a little bit, it's kind of clean and shiny now. Still gonna spray it out, get this gasket material off of here, clean it up best I can, spray some cleaner up in that oil pan there and try to get it rinsed out best I can. I don't want to break it down. I just would rather not. I'm trying to get this thing done. I've been fighting this this thing for a while now. And if you hadn't seen the other videos, go back and look. I had to take the 4-wheel drive differential out, just totally out of it. And the rack and pinion steering right here, had to loosen it up just to get to tight places to grab a screw or whatever. And boy, it was a booger. So just got tools and crap laying everywhere, and it was a dandy, I guarantee you. But hopefully it'll go together better than it came apart, now that I know everything needs to be hooked up and whatnot. This came out of a salvage yard. I ordered it from my local salvage yard, and it actually came from Kansas City, I think is what they said. $1,600. It's got 92,000 miles on it, but you can't hardly find these engines. I mean, I looked and looked and looked, and they are hard to find. So that one there, I may sometime down the road pull the crank out of it, take it apart. If I can ever get it on the engine stand, flip it over, pull the crank out. I think I could probably have that turned and put new rod cap bearings and everything in it, check the mains and all that. And that engine should be good. I mean, it always had good oil pressure, even though it was dirty. The screen was dirty. So I don't know. But I think it's salvageable. And as hard as these things are to find, it may be worth something just like it is, or fixed up. So I don't know. That's down the road. Right now, I'm just trying to get this thing prepped and ready. And I got it hanging up real high because overnight my front end likes to lower down, seep down a little bit. So I got it up there real high. So I'll check it first thing in the morning before I run to the parts store and make sure it's still high enough and all that. And so anyway, that's where I'm at right now, and hopefully I can get everything I need tomorrow and get it ready to drop in, and hopefully get it dropped in and start the process of putting everything back together. And that's what I need to be doing. Get this thing back together, get it back on the road, and get it out of my shop, because I've got other things I need to be working on other than my son's truck. So anyway, sometimes that's just the way it goes. Gotta do what you gotta do, you know. These are good little rigs. I mean, little tracker, 4-wheel drive, and they are really easy on gas, good, and 4-wheel drive, getting places, and You know, they're really good driving vehicles. And oh, I got the 01 out here. If you remember from my other video, probably can't see it. I think I got a truck in the way. Yeah, it's kind of dark out here. And it's cold and windy. But anyway, you can barely see it there. In the dark. Picked it up from the transmission shop today. Got a put a used transmission. It's not mine, it's a friend of mine's. Put a used transmission in it. Now it shifts right, but it won't go in park. There's something wrong with the linkage or something. And so I've got to get it in here on the rack when I get this one done. See if I can get it fixed, because that one's for sale. But anyway, so if you know anybody wanting a good engine to rebuild, that one's plenty rebuildable. You know, bleep it down there in the comments, let me know. And do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And we'll see you soon. I will do a follow-up when I get this engine in, and we'll see how it's going and everything. So, hey, thanks for watching. And again, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Y'all have a good one.